In this video, we're going to look at how we can divide fractions. We're first going to look at a real example. So let's say, what is 4th divided by 1/6? To get a better feel for what this division looks like, we're going to actually picture an example of this problem. So let's say we have 4 pies that we want to divide by 1/6. What that really means is I want to take those 4 pies and divide them into 6 equal parts, each part being 1/6 of the original pie. So here are my 4 pies cut into pieces that are 1/6 of the original pie. If I count up all of those pieces, I'm going to find out that there are a total of 24 pieces, which means that 4 pies divided by 1/6, or 4 divided by 1/6, is equal to 24. Now, this is an easy example when I have a whole divided by a fraction. But let's say that we had a fraction divided by another fraction. For example, what is 11/12 divided by 1/4? Again, to get a better picture of what's happening, let's take a real example of this problem. So let's say that Matt has 11/12 of a candy bar, and each serving is only 1/4 of the candy bar. How many servings can he make? Again, what I'm really asking, if each serving is 1/4 of the candy bar, is how much of the candy bar is 1/4. So if we divide the candy bar up into pieces that are 1/4 of the original bar, we're going to get those highlighted sections there. So if we look at those sections, we can see that the first 3 are completely filled. And then the last section is only 2/3 full. That means that 11/12 divided by 1/4 equals 3 full parts and 2/3 of a part. Or 11/12 divided by 1/4 is equal to 3 2/3. We could also write this number as an improper fraction. So 3 2/3 is also equal to 11/3. Now, looking at these two, we can see that drawing it out definitely helps us find our answer. But there has to be a quicker and more mathematical way to do this. And there is. When dividing fractions, you multiply the dividend by the reciprocal of the divisor. So looking at my 2 examples, you can see I've highlighted the key vocabulary terms. As you read this, you might freak out and say, I can't do that, or I won't remember that. So an easier thing to do is remember, keep it, change it, flip it. When you want to divide fractions, you keep the first number, change division to multiplying, and then flip your second number, or take the reciprocal of it. So 4 times 6/1 is the same as 4 divided by 1/6. If I multiply those together, I'll get 24. 11/12 divided by 1/4, if I keep it, 11/12, change it to multiplying, and then flip that to 4/1, I can now multiply my numerators to get 44, and multiply my denominators to get 12, and since both are divisible by 4, I can reduce that down to 11/3. Notice in these problems, I got the same exact answer I did when I drew them out. Let's look at a few more examples of keep it, change it, flip it to better understand what's going on. So in number 1, I'm going to keep 5/7, change that to multiplying, and then I'm going to flip 5 over to 1/5. I'm going to now multiply my numerators and my denominators, so I'll get 5/35. And since both of those are divisible by 5, I'll reduce that down to 1/7. So 5/7 divided by 5 is 1/7. For number 2, I'm going to keep 10/3, change that to multiplying, flip over that to get 5/6. Again, I'll multiply my numerators to get 50. My denominators multiplied together give me 18. Since both of those are divisible by 2, I'm going to rewrite that as 25/9. I'm going to leave that as an improper fraction. That's fine. For number 3, when it comes to problems where you have mixed numbers, your first step is going to be to write them as an improper fraction first. So I'm going to rewrite 2 1/8 as 17/8, and I'm going to rewrite 1 1/4 as 5/4. Now I can keep it, change it, and flip it. So now I'm going to do 17/8 times 4/5. I'll multiply my numerators, and I'll multiply my denominators. And since both of those numbers are divisible by 4, I'm going to reduce that fraction. So we're going to get 17/10. And again, you can leave that as a mixed number or an improper fraction. In this case, I'm going to leave it as the improper fraction. So when you want to divide fractions, you just want to remember keep it, change it, flip it. I think you're ready to try a few practice problems on your own. When you're ready, go ahead and pause the video so that you can practice these 6 problems. When you finish them, you can go ahead and resume watching the video so that you can check your answers. Good luck. I see you decided to come back and check your answers. You can see my keep it, change it, flip it work done out, and my final answers are in blue after I've reduced my problems. If you check them over and got them right, I think you've got this down pat. If you didn't get them right, you might want to just compare your work and see if you made any simple mistakes. If not, you might want to consider rewatching the video so that you better understand what to do.